Hi everyone, I am Natalie, aka the Vegan Veteran. As promised this week, I'm going to be doing a vegan makeup tutorial. So I'm currently not wearing any makeup, which feels kind of odd. Well, it doesn't feel odd not to be wearing makeup. At the moment it feels odd to be wearing makeup generally because during lockdown I've not worn hardly any makeup at all. But it's weird to be doing the vlog without makeup. Anyway, as always, I'll go through products and talk about the various products that I'm using and post links and things. But we'll just make a start, see how this goes. I've not tried this before. I've got all the funny light and setup and everything, so you can let me know what you think in the comments. So I'm using this new brand for my brows, and actually a couple of the other products I'm using are by this company here as well, Inika. I'm using their Brow Perfector in Birch, which is a very pale colour. I have quite fair eyebrows, so it's sort of like a blondie colour. I've used this a couple of times now. It's nice. So I generally prefer a powder for my brows, but I've been struggling to find a powder that's light enough. The product I was using previously was Barry M, one of their powder brows, but that was probably a bit too dark for me. It was kind of okay when I had red hair, but now I've got my natural colour with a few bits of blonde going through. It's just a bit too dark, really. So you just kind of glide this on with the brush, and I think it looks quite subtle. And obviously you can kind of build it up as much as you want to, but it's quite nice. And I don't know if I mentioned, so this is Vegan Society approved, but not Cruelty Free International, Leaping Bunny approved. If you don't know what that means, take a look at episode 5, as always, gives a bit of guidance on that stuff. So I'll just do the other one as well, but you can probably see better on this one, can't you? Maybe I'll start with this eye on my eyeshadow. This brow's a bit more sparse on this side. I've got quite a lot of sparseness, especially over to that side, so probably need a little bit more on this one. I mean, I guess with eyebrows you're never going to get them matching. It's impossible, but try and get them kind of close. I'm not bothering to use them, but I have got some like stencils from Superdrug that you can use for your brows, which are quite nice. I don't know how they'd work with this actually. I always use them with powder. But you just kind of hold them over your eyebrow and try and get the right sort of shape for you. I'll post a link. I think they still do them. So that's that. Just kind of blend that in. And then I'll do eyeshadows. I've got a couple of different eyeshadows that I'm using. So the first one I'm using is by Studio London. I got this for Christmas. It's from Superdrug. I think I posted about these before when I did the nail varnish vlog. And these are some really nice kind of earthy colours. They sort of come out a bit paler than they look in the palette, but they are really good. And what I found with these actually, I used to use Urban Decay, and then there was, I'm never sure whether they're vegan anymore. They used to have like their own sort of paw print symbol. And then quite a few years ago, there was talk about them moving their manufacturing to China, and so they weren't going to be vegan anymore because of the laws there. And then there was a big sort of outcry about that, and they decided not to move. But then they don't seem to advertise themselves as vegan. I emailed them years ago and never got any response. So I'm not really confident that they're vegan. I do have an old palette that I'm still using up from them, but I wouldn't want to kind of show you guys that because I'm not confident. If anyone knows any more about that, please comment. But yeah, so what I loved about Urban Decay was their eyeshadows just kind of glide on. They're really soft and creamy. Whereas I think other vegan eyeshadows I've used tend to be a bit talky and dry and sort of irritate my eyes a bit. These Studio London ones by Superdrug are really good because they have that. They're not quite as luxurious as the Urban Decay ones, but they do have that same sort of creaminess. And they're very, well, they're quite cheap. So yeah, they're good. I also got this eye quad, which I'm not using today, but that's really nice as well. Really nice kind of shimmery shades in there by Studio London as well. And then the other palette I'm using is by Barry M. This one called Fall in Love 2. And this is like quite bright colours. So I'm going to use a couple of the sort of burgundy shades, I think, on that one. So the Studio London one is cruelty-free, international approved. It's got the Leaping Bunny symbol, and it states it's vegan, but it doesn't have Vegan Society approval. Barry M just states it's vegan. It doesn't have CFI or Vegan Society approval. So let's get started. Brush wise, I've got some really old brushes here that I don't even know who they're from, but Superdrug do quite a lot of vegan brushes now. I'll check that this company still exists, but I'm using one called Eco Tools, which are all vegan brushes. So first of all, I'm going to take one of the Studio London colours. So I'm going to take this one, this middle one here, that's a kind of browny gold colour, and that's going to be my base colour. So I'm just going to put that all over my eyelid to start with. And I'm by no means a makeup artist. You'll soon see that. But I do like doing makeup. I like doing eyeshadow as well. I think it used to be one of the few creative outlets I got in my life, which was kind of sad. But it's kind of fun. You know, nowadays you can get so much information about different, you know, how to kind of do your eyes and stuff. When I was younger, it was just like, you know, Cosmo magazine, Cosmopolitan, and you'd have like all the pretty colours, and then they'd be really expensive eyeshadows that I couldn't afford when I was like 12. So I'd go and get like cheap talky ones and try and do the same thing and fail miserably. Anyway, so then for the crease, I'm going to use one of the Fall in Love 2 ones. So I'm going to use this top burgundy one, which I don't know if you can see, it's the bottom ones are all shimmery and these ones are matte. So I'm going to use the matte one. And this brush actually I got with the Inica products that I've bought. I think, I can't remember what it was, but you spent over a certain amount of money and you got a free brush. And there was a choice of a couple of different eyeshadow brushes. I got the crease one because it's always handy to have crease brushes, isn't it? So I'm just going to put this red colour sort of along the crease and a little bit worked into the corner. Now I do find I've got quite deep set eyes, so I have to kind of work the eyeshadow up quite a way, otherwise you wouldn't see it when my eyes are open. And then I've found in the past when I've done makeup for other people that don't have deep set eyes, if I do it to the same kind of height, it's really over the top. So you might not want to go quite as high as I'm going. It's just, yeah, it's just that I have to for the shape of my eye. Just going to work that in, and then I've got a blending brush that I'm going to use to just blend the two colours in together. And although it's red, it's quite a subtle red. So that's that one. And then I'll just get a little bit of the use one of the sort of, maybe this end one, these sort of highlighty colours, and just put a little bit along the brow. Yeah. And I'll do the same for the other eye. So that's eyes done. Yeah, so that's eyes done. So now or at least eyeshadow done. I'm gonna get, I've got a Studio London eyeliner that I'm gonna use just on the underneath lashes. I haven't actually got any liquid eyeliner at the moment. I haven't bothered to buy any because, you know, I'm not going anywhere that warrants liquid eyeliner at the moment. And actually, if you wanted to make this is kind of a like daytime look, I guess, that I'm doing. You could wear it out, but if you wanted to make it a bit more bold, I guess like a liquid eyeliner, or you could try doing a bit more of the red, or like the red, maybe use like the red shimmery colour rather than the matte to make it a bit more, yeah, a bit more stand out. So that's it in terms of eyeliner. So I'll do my foundation and stuff before I put mascara on. So the foundation I'm using is Eyeliner as well. This is a mineral foundation, so a loose foundation, loose powder foundation. I do every so often I'll start using like a liquid foundation, but I always end up back on these because I don't know, I really like how they don't feel like you're wearing makeup. So the one I'm using is Eyeliner. It's called Grace, I think P1, and I think it's like the palest colour that they do because I have very pale skin. But I did see on their website, they did say, you know, if you wanted to use liquid foundation, you could use a liquid foundation and then have this over the top, which I thought I might try. I might get like a liquid foundation, and then on days or nights out when I want like a bit more coverage, that might be good. Because I love that sort of dewy look that you get with liquid foundations, which obviously you don't get with these, and these are really great if you have oily skin. I mean, I guess if you have dry skin, you wouldn't want to go near a mineral foundation, really. It just kind of, yeah, keeps my skin nice and matte, not shiny. I mean, I used to do this, you know, when I was in my 20s, I used to wear makeup every day to work and stuff, but I don't generally now. I can't really be bothered. I suppose it all comes down to whether you feel like you're wearing makeup for other people or whether you're doing it for you. I definitely felt like it got to a point for me where I was wearing it for other people. It's also quite an interesting kind of like experiment to do on yourself, like see how you feel about not wearing makeup and how you feel other people are reacting to you, and kind of think about whether that's true or not, or whether it's a confidence thing, or I don't know. It's just interesting. So now I've got like a concealer brush, which is actually by Bare Minerals. They did assure me when I bought it's vegan, but I don't. It's quite a few years ago. So what this does is it allows you to obviously use the mineral powder and use it as a concealer. So I'm just going to put some under my eyes because I've got quite dark circles under my eyes, and again where I've got deep set eyes, you get a bit of a shadow anyway, so it's not a good look. So I'm just going to do that on my eyes and then like cover up any sort of blemishes and things as well with that. With mineral foundations, you do want to like buff them in for quite a long time. You need to kind of warm them up. So once I've put this on, I'll continue buffing for a little while, just to make sure I've got good coverage. Make sure it's all blended in. You see under my eyes look quite white at the moment, but it won't be like that in a second. I'll just blend it with my finger where it's kind of against the bits where I've got eyeshadow, and then just gently buff it into the skin. I think I'm also going to put a little bit along the top of my brows, because it's hard to get close to the brows with the foundation brush. Right, and then I'm going to use blusher. Now, I don't think I'm using this shimmer block, which is by B, which is another Superdrug brand that's vegan. I don't think they actually make this anymore, but I found a similar blusher that they still do, so I'll post a link to that. But I'm just to get a bit of colour on the apples of my cheeks, really. I haven't got any, I'm not using any Lush makeup today, but Lush do some really nice makeups as well. I think they still do them. They used to do like these sort of creams that they came in like a little bottle, and you could use them as lipsticks or blushes, so they were quite good. And I'm not bothering with contouring. I don't know, I lost interest in contouring shortly after it became fashionable. It was too much effort. But Lush have they have a highlighter that's called something like Be Young or Forever Young or something like that, which is like a cream. And then they have another one, a similar one, that's like a darker contour. So that's an option if you do want to be contouring. And then I'll just do my mascara. So my mascara is Inica, it's just the black one, the long lash one. And I find with this, you probably want a few coats. So I'd do like a few coats now and then come back when it's dry and put a little bit more on. And I'm just sort of zigzagging side to side, like especially at the bottoms when I'm putting on my mascara. That's something someone told me years ago. It just helps to keep like the lashes separate, so you don't get sort of clumps of mascara. So just sort of wiggle it a little bit at the bottom. And I think I always really like as well to put like a bit of extra mascara on the outer lashes. Again, someone told me years ago that if you do that, it just kind of opens up your eyes, make them look a bit bigger. I think it really works, but sort of gives a bit of an illusion. And then I'm just going to sort of touch my bottom lashes with the brush. My voice is breaking a bit. I think it's because I've been I've been talking while I did my mineral foundation. I think I've swallowed some and now my throat's all dry. Nice. Now just do the other eye. Again, just kind of wiggle to get all the lashes separate and put a bit extra on these outside ones. I know what I forgot to do earlier. I'm just going to take, so one of these brushes has got like the end that you can use for to sort of line with your eyeshadow. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the red that I used in the crease earlier and put some like under the bottom here. And now I've done my foundation, I'll take a bit more of the highlighter shade that I used along the brow and just put a little bit in the corner of my eye. And then another layer of mascara. You can get away with this one with putting quite a lot on without it clumping, which I like. I have found over the years it's been really hard to find a good vegan mascara. Quite a lot of the ones I used years ago, you end up with them kind of flaking down your face, which isn't particularly nice. So that's that really. I'm going to put a little bit of lip gloss on. So I'm using this one by Superdrug as well. This one is called Pinky Promise. So I'm going to go quite subtle with the lipstick because the eyes, I mean, I don't think you can really see it, but because I've got the red, I feel like it's quite, they're quite bright. So I'm just going to use quite a pale gloss. Now these aren't, I don't think these are advertised as a long stay kind of lip gloss, but they do, they're quite painty, they do stay quite a long time. I'm just going to hit that on. And something my mum told me years ago, if you put your finger in your mouth after you've put your lipstick on and just pull it out, and then this bit of lipstick that you get around your finger is the same bit that would go on your teeth otherwise. So that's a really good way to avoid getting lipstick on your teeth. I'm trying to think what other brands I've got here. I've got this Be Brilliant lip gloss, which is again the Be by Superdrug. I don't know whether they still do that. I will check. But what I do know definitely still exist are these Beauty Without Cruelty lipsticks. Beauty Without Cruelty is really good because they're vegan society approved and they've got the cruelty free international leaping bunny, so they're really good. I've got some really nice red colours, which again, if I wanted to make this a bit more stand out, maybe I'd use those if I was going out in the evening or something, have like a red lip as well as the red eyes, just all red. So I hope that was helpful and you kind of understand a bit more about what vegan brands are out there. Let me know what you think. I'm happy to do more tutorials if people want to see different kind of looks and things. I can try a few different things, but I hope you enjoyed that, and yeah, please comment and let me know what you'd like to see in future generally, as well as if you'd like to see more makeup tutorials. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to contact me, I'm at Vegan Veteran UK on Twitter and Facebook. So yeah, thanks for watching everyone. Bye.